why I stopped drinking when I'm trying to launch something new. So I actually had a change in my relationship with alcohol and junk food and all the things when I got pregnant with my first son, Frank. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, if I can't have this when I'm pregnant, perhaps I need to consider that I also can't be having this when I'm trying to birth a new dream, right? If I want to launch a new service, or if I want to get a workshop happening, or when I was working on my book, The Sabbatical Method, I stopped drinking and I defined the timeline and I made sure that I had a really solid focus, because what ends up happening is doing things like drinking alcohol or, eating a lot of junk food or things that aren't going to sit well in your stomach, or kind of make you generally lethargic throughout the day, are things that are going to stop the growth of this dream, this thing that you want to put out into the world. And it's the same thing when it comes to birthing a child, right? You have this thing that you're growing inside of you, and you don't want to feed it crap, because then it's going to grow like crap, or even not grow to the rate that's actually expected, and then you have all of these compounding issues right after the baby is born. So I'm not here to talk about best practices for what you should put in your body when you're pregnant, but I will say that a lot of the things that are being told to us around like how much rest we should get and how much we should stop refraining from alcohol, we should refrain from drinking alcohol, we should refrain from smoking, and all of those things, right? Because they damage growth inside of our body, and I personally believe that they also damage the growth of our dreams. Now, it's not a popular opinion, but sometimes when I'm working on a big project, I'll tell my family and friends, if I'm in a social setting with them, hey, listen, I'm not drinking right now because this is something that's really important to me. I'm working on a big project, et cetera, et cetera. And oftentimes I'm met with, oh, well, just one, or maybe we could do it, just for this one time, or it's just one drink, or it's just, a piece of cake or whatever. But in actuality, if we can set some of those hard lines and some of those hard boundaries and say, no, actually, I'm as committed to birthing this dream as I am to birthing my child, then that kind of shifts in your brain, and it makes you feel like this is a non-negotiable inside of your life and inside of your business. So if you've been sitting on a dream, if you've been really trying to launch something, if you've been meaning to get to something, either in your business, in your life, if this has crept into how you are, focusing on your health or any of those things, do me a favor and just like maybe try to say, okay, I'm not gonna be drinking for the next 3 weeks, or I'm not going to eat refined sugars for the next 3 weeks, and just see how it changes and how it changes your productivity, how it changes the way that you approach projects. I personally have experienced just a change in my business and in my life when I have implemented some of these strategic periods of really being focused on what I'm putting into my body and how I'm experiencing that. Hope it's helpful.